Hi, and welcome back. We have done a lot of work with the USB serial connection since the very beginning of this course. We used it to upload our sketches to the Arduino and for viewing text output. Serial communication is simple, fast, and built into the Arduino and the IDE. But there's a problem: the cable. Wouldn't it be awesome to be able to still take advantage of the simplicity of serial communication but without the cable? That would be ideal for those projects that graduate to independence from a computer powered by a battery pack that are free to move around. There is a neat solution that allows us to continue using the familiar serial interface without a cable. Bluetooth is an internally complicated technology which from the outside just works. It creates a wireless serial channel between two connected devices through which they can exchange bytes. From a programming point of view, there is a transparent switch from USB serial to Bluetooth serial, which means that our sketches require no modification at all, not even the inclusion of an external library. The Arduino doesn't have a built-in Bluetooth controller except for some clones and compatibles. Instead, we can use external Bluetooth hardware. There are a few possibilities here. There are stackable shields, but I find them a bit pricey and bulky for my projects. Instead, I prefer breakout boards like the H606 Slave Bluetooth module, which works great. Apart from Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and simple radio can be used for wireless communications. I have planned lectures dedicated for both Wi-Fi and radio. However, in a nutshell, it's worth looking quickly into the benefits and problems of each one. As you can see in this chart, Bluetooth is a pretty good solution for most connectivity applications. So Bluetooth is both cheap, as we'll see later in this lecture, very easy to use, and it's got built-in reliability, which means things such as error correction. You can also use Bluetooth to connect your Arduino to a computer or an Arduino to another Arduino, but the second can be done if one of the two Bluetooth modules is a master rather than a slave. In this lecture, we are going to be looking at how to use a slave Bluetooth module that allows you to connect your Arduino to your computer only. You can go with radio communications. Basically, these are bare bone minimal. There are devices that are extremely cheap, maybe $2 or $3 at most on eBay. However, you're going to have to do all the connectivity work on your own. Things such as error correction or detection, making sure that the bytes that are sent are those that are received between the two connected Arduinos. This is really your responsibility. There are libraries out there, but there is a learning curve that you need to go through in order to understand how the radio communications work. And finally, there is Wi-Fi, which allows your Arduino to be connected not to a single host, but to a network, and then from there to a host, which means to a computer. Wi-Fi, though, is expensive, and in terms of size is fairly big, so it does take space on your project. But it's very easy to use, just like the Bluetooth. And again, I've got a lecture coming up to show you how to use Wi-Fi in your Arduino projects. So let's go ahead and get started with the demos. There are 3 demos in this lecture. The first one will get you started very quickly with getting a connection going between your computer and an Arduino. The second one is going to show you how to do two-way communication. And the third one is going to show you how to connect the module to the Arduino using this thing called software serial port. In the first demo, I'll just show you very quickly and very simply how you can connect your Bluetooth module to your Arduino and use it to communicate one way. So you'll be sending commands from the computer to the Arduino via the Bluetooth module. Now, connection is extremely simple. If you turn around the module, you'll see that the markings indicate, I'll show it like this, indicate that there are 2 communication pins. One is the receive transmission and one is the send transmission. transmit. TXD is for send, RXD is for receive. And you also have VCC for 5 volt power and ground. Now, if you look at your Arduino, you'll see that the first row, you've got 2 pins marked 0 and 1, and you have the RX for the 0 and the TX for the pin number 1, with the arrows indicating that TX moves data out of the Arduino and RX moves data into the Arduino. So really all you have to do is to match the pins on the Bluetooth module against the pins on the Arduino. You just need to be a little bit careful doing that. The TX pin on the Bluetooth needs to be connected to the RX, the receive pin on the Arduino. So whatever the Bluetooth module is transmitting or is sending out will be received by the Arduino. And then whatever the Arduino is sending out via the TX pin, marked number 1, will be received by this pin on the Bluetooth module. So I'll turn that around and plug it into my wirings, and that should do it. So now, just confirming once again, the RXD pin, which is the orange jumper wire, goes to the TX pin on the Arduino, number 1 pin. And then the TXD pin on the module, which is the yellow jumper wire, goes into the RX pin number 0 on the Arduino. Other than that, just plug in power and ground. I'll be controlling this red LED, which is connected to digital pin 8 on the Arduino, and I use a 1 kilo ohm protective resistance. And these two are my power jumper wires directly to the Arduino. Now, I'm going to plug the Arduino into my computer's USB port, but first I'm going to remove the module. I'm doing that because the USB port on the Arduino is sharing these 2 lines, these 2 pins. So if I have the Bluetooth module plugged into the same pins, then there's going to be a conflict between the USB and the Bluetooth. So first I'm going to remove the Bluetooth module, plug the Arduino into my computer, download the sketch onto the Arduino, and once the upload is complete, then I'm going to plug in the Bluetooth module and pair it with the computer. So Arduino plugged in, let's upload the sketch, and I'll explain how the sketch works after I make sure that it does work. Alright, done uploading. Next, let's plug the Bluetooth module in. Right, so you can see here that there's a red LED blinking. That means that the Bluetooth module is on, and it's trying to be paired with my computer. So let's do the pairing. Go to my computer and open up the Bluetooth preferences, and Windows will have something similar. And now the computer is starting to look for anything that is trying to pair or is available for pairing. And you see that there is one entry down here. It's transmitting some kind of serial key. Doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure that this is the Bluetooth module. So we're going to click on pair. So it failed a couple of times, so it's identified its name now. So there's a little options button. Somehow it's under the pairing button, so I managed to click it. Then I need to provide the code, which for these Bluetooth modules is always 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see if it connects now. Okay, and it is connected. Excellent. So next thing to do is to bring up the serial port before doing that, sorry, the serial monitor, before doing that, I want to choose as the serial device being this one here. So you can see HC minus 06, which matches the name of the Bluetooth device. So I'm going to choose this as the device that I want my serial monitor to connect to. Then I'll bring the serial monitor. Where is it? There you go. Okay, now to turn the LED on, I press the H key and LED is on. To turn it off, I press anything else and hit the Enter key to send it. H on, anything else turns it off. Great, so this is working. Now let's have a look at why it's working, how it's working to be more accurate. Now looking at this script, there's nothing that indicates that my connection is Bluetooth or USB. All I'm doing is I'm starting the serial communication at this speed. And then inside the loop function, I'm just reading one character at a time, and then checking to see if that character is a capital H. And if it is, then I go to the LED and turn it on by writing a high value to it. And if this reads anything else other than a H, then turn it off by writing a low value to the LED pin. And wait for 100 milliseconds and then try all over again. So that's all there is. Oops, I need to correct this. That's all there is to using Bluetooth communication. Essentially, it just replaces the USB serial communication with wireless. Very, very simple.